The Doberman Pinscher is one of the most easily recognizable purebred dog breeds in the world. Doberman Pinschers are muscular and fast. They're sleek and intelligent. Dobermans come in colors of red, blue, fawn, and black, all with rust markings. The Doberman Pinscher is one of the most highly sought after personal protection dogs in the world. Now, back in the 1880s in Germany, the Doberman Pinscher was created by Karl Louis Friedrich Doberman. Doberman was a tax collector, and you can imagine that job back in the 1880s. He had to go door to door. So what Doberman did was he created a breed by combining several breeds, and the Doberman was created. Now, the Doberman is a personal protection dog. That means that instead of protecting your property or livestock, the Doberman will protect you, his or her owner. You can find the Doberman Pinscher doing just about anything to do with the world of dog sports. We see them as police dogs, we see them as agility dogs, we see them as therapy dogs, and of course, stunning show dogs, intelligent obedience and rally dogs as well. Dobermans are very special and very sensitive, and they require an owner who's equally as dedicated to them as they are to their owner. Now, I knew when we were going to talk about Dobermans, I would have to talk to the Gelinas. Mike and Sandy Gelinas of Ruler Dobermans here in Ontario have been dedicated to this beautiful breed since the 1970s. So let's talk to Mike and see if the Doberman Pinscher could be the breed for you. Mike, thank you so much for being here. What is it about the Doberman Pinscher breed that makes them one of the most popular working breeds year after year?
I think you have to start with the look. I would compare them to a thoroughbred racehorse. You see them stand, and I believe you're hooked. I mean, the elegance and the power that they combine. And then as you get further in, you get to the loyalty, the devotion, the love. They just, as far as a family companion and family protector, I don't think there's anything like them.
Now, your Tiggy is nothing but love the moment we walked in here, but a lot of people are afraid of Dobermans and they find them to be quite ferocious. Is that warranted at all, do you think?
The early breeders through the 30s and 40s had their work cut out for them in North America when they brought them here. As we got into the 50s and 60s, the temperament just kept getting refined. When we got in the mid 70s, the dogs might have been just a little tougher than they are today, but not a lot. Today, I mean, they're dependable, they're loving. As a companion, the breeders that have brought this dog to today have done a very good job.
And you compared them to a thoroughbred racehorse. Do they require a lot of exercise like a racehorse?
They don't do well just laying around the family room. They want to be out, they want to be going, and not just that, they have to have physical exercise that pushes them so that they maintain muscle, keeps their mind busy, and makes them a good citizen when they come home and they're tired.
Nice. A tired dog is always a good dog, I always say. Now, on that note, if one was to exercise their dog properly, could they live in an apartment? Would that be possible for a Doberman?
Could they live in an apartment? I'm going to say yes. Should they live in an apartment? In my opinion, no. They need room. That's a big, powerful dog. He's energetic. Not that he's going to be disruptive, but I mean, they can be vocal. And living in close quarters, I think, as well as your intentions are, human nature tends to make you a little bit lazy sometimes. And if they're not getting that free exercise every day, I really don't think that an apartment is a place for them.
Now, Doberman has a very sleek, short coat. Does that coat shed?
The answer is yes, it sheds. The hair is like an eyelash. And you may not find clumps of it in the corner of the room when you're vacuuming, but you'll certainly notice it when you sweep up. They do shed, but regular bathing and brushing is going to help with that.
Now, how are they with other dogs? Are they, life of the party with other dogs? Are they more reserved to themselves?
I find them they're confident, they're curious. I think they get along with other dogs. Now, two intact male dogs, I think you'll always have to be aware. It's in the breed. I mean, the males, they want to be dominant. It depends on the dog. But no, they're a dog first. They want to be with other dogs and when they're not with their people.
Absolutely. A well-socialized dog can play with other dogs.
Exactly.
I should also note that because Dobermans are so vocal, sometimes when they're playing, it sounds like it's a lot more intense than it is.
Yes.
And then you run out and you're like, oh, they're just Dobermans making noise.
The growling and the talking is all part of the play.
How's a Doberman with children?
If you have a child, I think you have to let the Doberman know right off the bat, like with all dogs, the pecking order is they're below the child. The child is still part of the mastery. Okay, and if you establish that, you don't have a problem. We had Dobermans for 6 or 7 years before our first son came along. If the dog is socialized and he's raised with children, as long as he realizes the order, they usually become very attached.
Now, Mike, who should, in your opinion, own a Doberman Pinscher?
You have to have the time. You have to understand that this, in all dogs, but I'm going to say in Dobermans because I know how much work they can be. You have to be prepared to put in the time for the training and the exercise and the one-on-one bonding. They don't do well being left alone for long periods of time. They get bored. They might get destructive. They need to have that person that's going to be able to give them the time they want. And believe me, they'll give you the love back that they'll pay you back in spades.
Now, Mike, you've been breeding Dobermans for over 40 years.
Sounds like a long time.
What should someone be looking for when they're looking for a Doberman breeder?
There has to be health testing. They should be forthcoming in health testing for their breeding stock. There should be a contract, a written contract, which is going to protect them and protect the purchaser, so that you know exactly what is guaranteed. It's not like we're selling a car, but what is guaranteed.
I think it's important to note that when you are buying a purebred dog from a reputable breeder, it usually takes a while. They don't have a back room full of puppies. It takes a while. They plan their breeding very carefully, and sometimes you can be on a wait list for months, and sometimes
you're not going to Canadian Tire.
Exactly.
The shelves aren't stocked.
Exactly.
So I know people get discouraged. They call and you say, "No, I don't have them today, but I'm planning a litter for next year," and they're thinking, "Well, I'm looking for a dog today.
I wanted it yesterday."
Yeah, we wanted to come and pick them up and start the new family tomorrow. And it's not like that.
Mike, I can't thank you enough for talking with us today. If someone wants to learn more about the Doberman Pinscher breed or your breeding program, how can they get in touch?
Well, the Doberman Pinscher Club of Canada website, the Doberman Pinscher Club of America website.
It's also a great note to add in here that if you go to the Doberman Pinscher Club of Canada or the Doberman Pinscher Club of America, they have breeder referrals, and that's a great place to start looking.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you so much to Mike Gelinas of Ruler Dobermans and our friend Tiggy here for teaching us all about the Doberman Pinscher breed. Make sure you like and subscribe to learn more about the wonderful world of purebred dogs. Until next time, take good care of your dogs, and they'll take good care of you. Is that right? Yes. Yes, 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 yes.